This is how you do a dream tree. Now, the dream tree is not meant to be a plan that's set in concrete that you follow like your 12 to 18-month plan. The idea of a dream tree is to help you to dream big, to start thinking outside of the box, and to show you on paper that it really is achievable. So the first thing that you need to do is to get a blank piece of A4 paper and to write at the top your crazy dream. Now, this is the kind of dream that you're almost embarrassed to say out loud. It will be different for each artist depending on where you're at. It could be, for example, a world tour. Maybe that's where you're at, or maybe to release a single, or perhaps record an album. Once you've written your crazy dream, whatever it is, at the top of the page, you draw the trunk of the tree, a line all the way to the bottom of the page. Now, this is your starting point. It's you today, right now, at the roots of the tree. Maybe you're just a seed at the moment, but how does a tree grow? It grows upwards and it branches out. The idea of the dream tree is that you start with a very small, manageable step. Something you can literally do today or tomorrow without any resources, without having to rely or wait for anyone. And then you're going to branch off from that step and spread and grow. So your first step, step 1, needs to be something super simple. Ask yourself, what can I literally wake up tomorrow and do? So minimal effort, seemingly insignificant, but the important thing is to start, to do something, and to know that each movement, however small, is a step closer to your dream. So perhaps that would be something like some internet research to find local vocal coaches or music teachers for some tuition. The next one needs to be something you can do the next day or later on in the week. Make it a small, realistic and manageable action. So whereas step 1 may have been a thought or a bit of research, this one needs to be an action. So perhaps it would be to actually contact whoever it was you were researching, so perhaps that singing teacher. Next, you want to branch off from that action and do a bigger related action. Now, perhaps let's stick with this singing teacher idea. Perhaps it would be to actually book a singing lesson, or if you're learning an instrument, to book a lesson. Next, branching off from this, another bigger step, which may be to choose one song that you're going to work on and then to really practice and perfect that song. That could lead to a performance. And perhaps that performance to start with is just to close friends and family and people you trust. Maybe book a living room gig at a mate's house. Then, of course, you need to make sure you're always progressing, always growing, gradually stretching. So that may progress to doing an open mic night. And these are really great as they're very safe and supportive environments for artists, but you still get to practice and perform in front of an audience. Now, down this side of the tree, choose another stream related to your artistry that can be progressing and growing at the same time. That first step, again, needs to be something you can literally do tomorrow. So again, there's nothing standing in the way of researching. These are all just examples, by the way, but that could lead to a bit of networking perhaps, which may lead to finding your band or some other musicians to work with, and maybe that will lead to jamming together and writing some songs together, or maybe you'll just collaborate with some other musicians. And see now how the different sides of the tree, the branches, then begin to integrate together. Because as you can see, this side of the tree is more to do with your performance and personal development, and this side is more to do with the business side, working with other people. But they start to come together because perhaps you might decide to find a producer to work with. And because you've been working on your voice and your songs and performance, you may then decide to record a demo. Along with the demo, performing at open mic nights, and testing out the songs there and working with your band members, it may lead you to feel ready to record more songs, perhaps to a professional standard this time, which in turn may lead to releasing an EP or a single. And you then test out those songs live by doing more gigs, which could ultimately then, when repeated, turn into a tour or releasing a single or even recording an album. Now, I've done that very quickly and roughly, but the idea is that you can see this tree gradually growing upwards towards your ultimate dream. And if you work by having your dream in mind, but making manageable small steps every single day, you'll see how they work together and you'll see that it actually is achievable. Don't worry if it looks a bit of a mess and it's not a straightforward line, but you can use some of these ideas to put them into a more concrete plan. Happy dreaming.